Welcome to our call. Welcome to the Hugh and Grace Impact Opportunity Call. We are the Joy Squad, is what we call ourselves. Not an official name, it's just sort of a nickname that we've given ourselves. But we wanted to host a quick business opportunity with Hugh and Grace and just show you what the impact opportunity is with our company, our products, our mission, our community, and our reach. It's exciting to talk about. We love sharing this as a group. So I'm just going to share our slides. We'll keep our hosts right here in the corner. And then we do have a couple people on to answer questions in the chat if you have any. I am Jace. I have been in this industry for almost 15 years now, which is crazy, which is crazy. But I've been with Hugh and Grace for about 18 months. It's still a fairly new-ish company. It's more emerging and growing at this point than new. We just are celebrating our 4-year anniversary, which is really exciting. And in celebration of that, we have lots of free gifts for customers over the next few months. But our hosts today are all part of our team. Michelle Pfile, she is actually one of the top Canadian candidates or advocates, as well as Megan Rempel. They're both our Canadian leaders. Sarah Nelson has been with me as long as I've been here, so we've been doing this together since the beginning. Kandis Tieman is also from Canada, and she is fairly new. We launched in that country in November, so I'm excited to hear from her. And then Michelle is going to be our advocate impact story, and I'm excited for you guys to hear just her beginning, her kind of middle, and then her re-beginning. And then Christy actually couldn't be with us, so I'm gonna go over her section for us. So we're gonna just go through a few things on the call tonight. We're just gonna talk through our team, our organization, the products themselves, our company, how it started, what our mission is, and then we'll go through some of the comp plan highlights if you're interested in becoming an advocate and building a team, or in some of our other options that we have in our diversified compensation plan. And then we will end with some questions at the end and Q&A at the end if you have any. Okay. Hi, Christine. Okay, so our team, our organization as a whole is the number one organization at Hugh and Grace. We are 3,500 advocates strong now. We did almost 4 million in sales in 2024, and we grew 1,400% in 1 year, which is quite a large growth spurt, but we just are really passionate about this industry. We're passionate about clean living and hormone health, and it really, really shows. Our little branch within this organization is one of the top teams in the company. We do have the top Canadian team in the company, led by our beautiful Canadians on the call that you'll get to hear from tonight. We are 600 advocates strong in and of ourselves, and we do over 100,000 in sales every month. So we've got a really good system and a really good structure, but we are the most proud of our culture and our community and the things that we are building together here at Hugh and Grace. So I'm going to have Michelle start. She's going to walk you guys through just some of the cool things that are happening here in Canada. We did get some stats. I don't know. She got them texted to her too, and I was going to add them to this slide, and then I didn't because I just forgot. So, oh no, I did. They're there.
You did.
Yeah,
You
they're
did.
there. Look at me. So I'm just going to turn it over to Michelle, and she's going to walk you through this first little section about Hugh, who is Hugh and Grace.
Well, hi guys. Thank you for coming tonight. And this first slide I am probably the most passionate about because, as Jay said, I am Canadian. I've been here for 6 months. I literally signed up the first day that Canadians were, available to sign up. And it has been like the coolest 6 months ever. So, just going to go over, of course, Jay said Hugh and Grace has been here for 4 years. We're celebrating our 4-year anniversary, but here in Canada, we have 6 months under our belt and we are going really strong. So, if you are from Canada listening, this is such an awesome time to jump in and be at the forefront of this mission and this company here in this country. We are 1,000+ advocates strong. We've had over 5,000 orders shipped across the country already, and hundreds of founding advocates, which you would be one of those joining us this year. Now, You might have heard a little bit about Hugh and Grace, but I kind of want to share with you when I first was introduced to this company, it wasn't necessarily that this was something that could earn me money or that it was a business. I was really, really pulled in by the story of this company. And you'll see this little beautiful family here, Sarah and Ben, with their two children, Hugh and Grace. And when I heard that they had gone through 14 years of unexplained infertility, and I myself and my husband struggled the same, it obviously really pulled at my heartstrings. But what I loved about this story was A, it turned out beautiful. They have these two beautiful children, but they also took their mess and made it their message. And I know we always hear that cliche saying, but the truth is they've actually gone and done something about it. They realized that potentially one of the reasons they couldn't have children was they had been exposing themselves to these chemicals, these endocrine disrupting chemicals that had been affecting their hormonal system, both of them. And they knew they needed to bring this message out to the world. And that's how Hugh and Grace was born. And I just think being allowed to be part of that mission is mind blowing to me. I just absolutely love advocating for something so important. And I think everyone that comes into this company, that's why we are different. Everyone is really connected to this mission, and it makes this business really, really fun and something you can be super passionate about. This also, for me, was a really important factor. I've actually been in this industry for over a decade, 11 years. Actually, I missed my anniversary. It was May 4th. So now I have been in this industry for 11 years. And to be honest, it was really important if I was going to join a new company that I could feel so confident in the products. Like I had to know that they were tested, they were approved, that I could put this in front of anyone, the smartest person I knew, any doctor, any specialist, and they would look at these ingredients and they would say, this is amazing. So what you can see here is our advisory board. And I have not been involved in a company that has had something like this. And that's what really drew me to this. They've handpicked world-renowned experts in the hormone health space, and they are helping us create our products. They're helping us test our products. And I love the transparency that we have here at Hugh and Grace. If you are talking to someone that wants to see a heavy metal test, we actually have that test that we can send them and they can feel comfortable about using our products. And that's because of this amazing advisory board. And lastly, I think that the opportunity in this market is so incredible. Now, I'm not really a numbers girl and I'm not really a stats girl, and I've already forgotten what TAM and SAM and SWAM stands for. And literally, Jace just texted me it.
It's because
So,
this is my nerding out slide. That's why it's my
so
nerd slide.
she can maybe cover that after I'm done. But what I see when I look at this slide is in that big circle, it is showing you what this market on a global scale is worth. $1 trillion by 2030. And then that smaller little middle circle in there is like, okay, but what is that realistically? Like, how many things could become products that people would buy? And we're looking at like 80 billion. And then that small little circle is us. That's Hugh and Grace. Like, how much could we capture with our products and what we want to develop in the future? And if you look at that number, it's pretty mind-blowing, 1.554 billion. It means that this industry and this market is growing, that we are in something that is progressive, and it's just like a really awesome time to get into a company like this at the forefront. We're very young, which means your voice matters. It means that you can really be part of the growth of something really, really beautiful.
Yeah, I love that. I just want to add, when I was looking into this company, I talked to Sarah. Most of us on this call did at some point. And that was one of the first things that caught my attention was this is going to be a $1 billion industry by 2030. And it's not just the health and wellness industry, it's the hormone supportive health industry. And that to me was the most exciting part because I have been in wellness for a long time, over a decade. But I feel like we're just now tipping the iceberg, especially on women's health, where products and studies and testing is going to be done for all people, not just one group of people, and be able to just really influence and change the wellness industry. And that's really exciting to me to be able to have that kind of impact. Okay, I'm going to switch gears. We're going to move to Miss Sarah Nelson. She's going to talk to you guys about our products.
All right, guys, this is our lovely, beautiful slide of all of our products. We have so many fun things for that we get to talk about tonight. But a couple things I wanted to touch on is Hugh and Grace. All of our products here are formulated to be free from EDCs, and EDC means endocrine disruptors. Those are chemicals that can disrupt our hormones. And it's not just like chemicals, it's also natural things like lavender and tea tree oil. Those things can also disrupt our hormones. So I thought it was I didn't know that. I thought that was such a cool thing that they are aware of, thanks to our advisory board. All of our products are better than clean. Clean is kind of a loose word when it comes to cosmetics and skincare. It's not, excuse me, it's not regulated by the FDA. And so everything here is third party tested. That means that we don't have any mold. Everything's vegan, cruelty free, and organic. It's all high performing and expertly crafted to benefit us. And they work so well. Everything has such a nice luxe feel. All right. So this slide, if you want to pinch out on it so you can see it a little bit better, women on average put 168 chemicals on their skin every single day. And men on average put 85 chemicals on their skin every single day. That's wild. Like who even knew we put so many things on our bodies? Unborn children are exposed to 287 chemicals just from the umbilical cord. And so the whole premise of Hugh and Grace is just focusing on simple swaps. I think for me, it can be so overwhelming. Like, who do you trust? Everything is clean. Is it really clean? But here it is clean, and you can trust that. Our hormones impact everything from our aging and our appearance, our immune function, our mood and mental health. And I think that sometimes when we think of things being hormone safe, you automatically think about just fertility, but it affects our moods and our mental health. Okay, and then we have 4 different pillars to choose from, which is so fun. So if one of these is your cup of tea, I'm encouraging you to dive into that. We have some really amazing supplements like the Routine, which is in that top box. It is our collagen. It is Hydrate and Detox, which is amazing. And also we have a couple supplements. Our home care is so awesome. It smells like the best spa ever. And it works really great. I use it on my carpets. I use it on my glass. Like it just touches so many different things. And we also have new products coming out.
Yeah.
Is there skin on here? There is skin. I missed skin. Skin is the best. We have some skin products. We also have a sunscreen that's just about to launch next month.
Yeah, it's a skin plus sun product. So that's really exciting. Yeah, so the pillars are awesome. I love that. I like highlighting this too because again, I came from the wellness industry. Some of us came from other and different expertise. So you can kind of dive into whichever pillar, like Sarah was saying, that seems exciting to you, not only to try it, but then if you become passionate about sharing that specific thing, you've got a lot of variety, but we don't have this 300, 500 product catalog to where there's like 50 different products in every single pillar. We're very meticulous and very intentional about the products that we formulate. And most of them, if not all of them, really pair beautifully and are used in harmony with each other. And that's really exciting. Okay, so on top of that, just to kind of add to that, we're going to have Kandis talk to you about our customer programs. Hugh and Grace is very customer centric. So these are some of the things that we like to highlight that we have at our fingertips as advocates. So Kandis, I'll send it over to you.
All right. So yeah, this is actually really exciting for me because it makes the business so fun to be able to offer this level of customer service. So as an advocate, I am able to offer new customers the Hello 10 discount. So they're automatically going to save $10 on their first purchase, which is just, again, such a great thing to be able to offer anybody that's willing to try any of these products. So all first-time customers get that Hello 10. And then if they click the subscribe and save option when they make their first purchase, they're also going to save an additional 10% off of their purchase. And they're going to become an HG Insider. So this means they're going to save 10% on products. They're going to get a discount on shipping, and they're going to earn HG Insider points, which they can then use to buy free product. And who doesn't love free product? And again, as an advocate, I can keep an eye on that on my end of things, and I can check in with people to make sure that they do want that next shipment to come. And Hugh and Grace does a really great job of sending reminders to let customers know that, your next order is going to ship so that people aren't getting product that they don't want or need. So that is a really, really amazing part of Hugh and Grace. And then as an HG Insider, there is a program that allows HG Insiders to give $10 off to friends, family that also want to try the product. So they can give $10 off. They can actually earn $10 off as well. So again, another way for those HG Insiders to earn more free product. And I just have to say it, who doesn't love free product? So those are, yeah. So
Yeah,
those are our top customer programs that we have.
yeah, that's perfect. I think the give 10 get 10 can be used with any customer. I don't even think you have to be
Okay.
I don't think you have to be an insider. I think any customer can use that. So whether you subscribe with your product or you just do like a one-time thing, as long as you have a Hue and Grace customer account, you can do the give 10 get 10, which is really cool. And one other thing that I never talk about that program, but I think is worth highlighting is the if you have a customer who is referring a lot of people, then if they decide to become an advocate, all of the people that they referred automatically transition over to them. And I think that is incredible. I think that's just a testament, again, to just the way that Hugh and Grace operates in business. I think it's really cool. So perfect. That was perfect. Thank you, Candice. Okay, Megan. I was going to talk to you guys a little bit about the business opportunity. We're not going to deep dive too deep, but we like to give you enough to make you want more. Maybe is the way to say that. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Meg.
Yes.
What's up,
Okay.
guys?
Oh my gosh. Of course,
Hey,
my
hey,
child comes
bro.
out great now.
To videos.
It's a family show, everyone.
Wow, that was great. Okay, so let's talk about the income opportunity with Hugh and Grace because, let's just face it, we are not volunteering our time here. We love this, but we also want to get paid for this, and that is okay to want to make more money. And it is definitely possible within network marketing, and it's really possible here with Hugh and Grace. So we have a very modern approach to this business. And a lot of people assume that if you are joining a company like Hugh and Grace, you are automatically. Were you saying something?
Nope. It's just
Oh,
I'll just mute
okay.
everybody. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry. It's easy to just assume you have to do this on social media, but I think it's really important to realize you do not have to be on social media to be successful in this business if you do not want to. Not everybody wants to be posting online and sharing stories and doing that sort of thing, and you don't have to. But lots of people do, and that is absolutely okay as well. There are multiple ways to build this business. Just some quick little off the top of my head, different ways that you can do this. You can do a belly to belly. So that simply means literally having conversations with people. When you start to do something that you feel excited about, and that's like making an impact in your own life, it's just natural to share it with people. And often the most successful way to build this business is really just by having conversations with the people who you already know and just sharing with them about these products, about the business opportunity. You can also do things like home parties. And I know that you probably hear that and you cringe slightly inside, but this isn't like the traditional home parties that we were invited to 10 years ago with different companies. You can have some girlfriends over for coffee and and have collagen coffee and then maybe some hydrate and detox afterwards. You can have a little spa setup where you can use the body scrub and everybody can massage their hands and use the body scrub and then rinse it off and have the body oil applied. So different fun ways you can get a group of girlfriends together to really try and utilize the products. You can also get these products into brick and mortar stores. So any business that you might know of locally or really anywhere, yoga studios, spas, salons, any wellness stores, our products can actually be on the shelves in these businesses. So that's really, really cool and very unique. We also have a multifaceted comp plan, meaning there are many ways to earn money here, not just one way. There are multiple ways, which we'll go over very briefly. And then also community and experiences. There's so much more than just earning money here. You might come into it thinking you want to start earning an additional stream of income, but the real bonus you are going to receive is the community, the support, the education, the friendships, the experiences, which I think there's another slide about different trips and retreats that you can earn and different live events that you can attend. So it's so much more than just the income, but also it's important that we do talk about the income. So let's talk really quickly about the 3 different ways that you can actually get involved with Hugh and Grace. So you can become an affiliate, which is basically for those people who don't want to build a team. They just maybe are already on social media. Like maybe you are already an influencer and you just want to be able to share links and hook people up with these products, or you just really don't want to build a team at all and have that type of environment, and you just want to sell our products. You can do that. You can join as an advocate, which is probably the most popular way. We are all advocates here on this call. And this is perfect for those who want to sell our products and get products into other people's hands, but also who want to build a team, because that can be a really, really lucrative way to earn money in this business. You will also earn 25% discount when you are an advocate, and you can earn up to 40% commission. You get a website. No matter which option you choose, you will get a personalized website. And then the third option is being a retailer. And this is perfect for, if you are someone who maybe owns a wellness store or a yoga studio or a Pilates studio, anything like that, you would maybe want to consider joining as a retail advocate. When you are an advocate, though, you can sign up any of these people, affiliates, advocates, or retailers. So you might already start thinking like, oh my gosh, well, there's a spa in my town that I could maybe approach about this, or a yoga studio, or I know someone online who is always selling things. She might be perfect for this. So your wheels might already be turning a little bit, which is really cool. And then we'll just talk. This is a very, very important slide, but has so much information that truthfully, until you get started with us, not a lot of this will make sense. But when you do get started, this is something that we will be going over and over and over again with you, because it does take a little bit of time to wrap your head around a compensation plan. I will say this is the most simple compensation plan that I have seen. I've been in network marketing for about 10 years as well. And I never understood my last compensation plan for 10 years, and I understand this one pretty well. So just some highlights that I want to point out for you. You can get, like I did say already, you can earn up to 25 to 40% commission. We are paid weekly on our commissions and monthly on our bonuses. You'll get 25% off your own products. There is no monthly fee, which I think is like such a cool thing to not have that monthly fee. And you can rank advance without actually building a team. What other little things? And you could be part of the $1.3 trillion wellness market. The blue square there that says Boost, this is a program that is for brand new advocates. So when you sign up, you will be in your Boost period for the first month you sign up, plus 3 additional months after that. And this basically means that you get to earn a lot of extra bonuses in that first few months of being an advocate, which is really cool because you get a taste for earning income, right? And it gets your feet underneath you and you get to really feel like you are making progress in the business and earning some money and getting like a really good head start in this because we want everyone to be earning right away. You should be earning in your first month as long as that is one of your goals to start earning with this business. And we want you to be earning. And then there's also personal sales bonus that you can earn. And basically this is just based off of your own personal sales. So let's say you sell $1,000 in 1 month, you're going to get 25% commission, but you're also going to earn an additional 5% on that commission, and you'll earn a $75 product credit. So, like, how cool is that to be able to earn product credit every month as well? And then we have different growth and consistency bonuses depending on what rank you are, and then leadership pool bonus as well.
Yeah, that's perfect. We put this here so when we say screenshot it because you will not remember all of it. But we like to display the diversity and just how many different opportunities there are to sell and earn here. So you don't have to uncover every single one of them if you don't want to. You can kind of pick and choose where your niche is, what you love, what you want to focus on, and branch out or collect however you want to. And I think that is so cool. So this is a screenshotter. And then later when you do your Kickstart call, or if you do decide to become an advocate, then you will learn this as you go. So that was perfect. Perfect, Megan. Okay. So we're going to go to our advocate impact story. So one thing that I love about this community and this company is that it attracts professionals. It attracts retailers. It attracts high-end, low-end, mid-end. It's such a diverse product. But one thing that I find so much satisfaction in is just being able to offer product to professional women who already have businesses of their own or they have practices of their own. One thing that I love about Michelle is her story, which she's going to share with you in a second. And I hope I don't overstep by sharing in this introduction of you. But she was diagnosed with hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's, leaky gut. She spent a long time building a business in the health and wellness industry, and she would do weekly groups and information sessions around gut health and sex hormones. And she really is so passionate about this topic, but she's also passionate about helping people, and she has such an incredible story. So I'm going to turn it over to you and you can go from there.
Thank you so much. You kind of just covered a lot of what I was going to say in the beginning, so I might not have to go into as much detail. But hi, I'm Michelle. I am a recently retired public educator. I was in public education for 21 years, and then for about 10 of that, I was building a business, like Jace said, in the health and wellness space. Just kind of doing my thing, did all the things career-wise, very, very busy, worked long hours. But I was diagnosed, things weren't always very simple with me. Like, I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's in 2010 at 30 years old. It was just something I had never expected. No one in my family had Hashimoto's that I knew of. But anyway, I was tired. I had inflammation all throughout my body. My energy was unpredictable. I was fighting brain fog, like all the traditional, like, hormone issues. And I got a handle on that somewhat. And then 10 years later, about 5 years ago, when I turned 40, I started having major issues. Like Jace said, I had leaky gut. I found a wonderful functional medicine doctor who helped me kind of problem solve and start on some supplements that really helped me immensely. But again, I was dealing with the inflammation, the weight gain, chronic stress was wreaking havoc on my gut. So I just felt so out of control. And so I started really digging into hormone health. So thyroid, again, I was starting to do more research. Cortisol. My cortisol levels were through the roof. My doctor's like, you're chronically stressed. What is going on with you? So she helped me kind of work through things. But I started really feeling the pull to help women in this space, not just with, workouts and nutrition, but really helping them dial in what could be going on with their system, either thyroid wise or insulin or cortisol. So I did. I started doing some informational like nights in my free community on Facebook. And it was very fulfilling for me because I love sharing my story. And I did that for years, but it was like crickets. And I never really felt like people were grabbing onto a solution that I had for them. It was one of the ways to heal, but no one was really like grabbing onto it. So I kind of kept going about my business, but then all of a sudden, 1 year ago my friend Jen introduced me to Hugh and Grace, and I jumped right in because it was just so up my alley with hormone health. But just as that happened, I found out my parents were both very sick. So this was like last August. And launching my biz was just like no longer even in my priority list. I'm an only child, and I spent months in the hospital pretty much every day. And so Jen had introduced me to this business. Now she could have been upset. She could have been disappointed that I wasn't, launching and growing and moving on. But all the text messages I started receiving from her really had nothing to do with my business. She was really checking on me as a human being and just worried about my well-being and my parents. And that just meant the world to me. And then when I got on a call with Jace for the first time, so my parents ended up passing away in November. And then I gave myself like a good month and a half to just process everything. But I jumped on a call just to kind of learn more about Hugh and Grace because I hadn't really dug in. And Jace started asking me about my experience. And now I had never met Jace. I had never talked to Jace. Like, how does she know about me? And I'm like, holy cow, like I actually am treated like a human being here and not just a number. So I really wanted to stress that. And, I'm a relationships person. I was in education for 21 years. So if you don't have a relationships with someone, I feel like I don't have anything, right? So that really meant a lot to me. So what I ended up doing is after that experience with the team, I ended up really just digging in. I started using this business as an outlet for my grief, but also just a creative outlet, a way again to pour into other women. And so I just want to stress the culture. You heard some examples of the culture earlier this call, but I can't tell you what being in a healthy organization really means. And the only thing that I woke up one morning and I had this phrase in my head, and it's when you feel safe and seen, you'll be successful. And that's exactly, I guess, how I could sum this whole thing up.
Yeah.
I've had so much support from the whole team, and it's just made launching again, like fully this time, that much better. And so I'm just really excited. I feel after I joined you and Grace, all the people that were watching me in my free group and on my social media started coming out of the woodwork. So much that I was shocked because I thought maybe it was me, like no one was really digging in when I was with my old company. But really what shocked me the most and what really made me realize is that people are ready for this kind of product. People need this kind of product. And people are like yearning for it. So we are offering a solution that's so unique. It makes it very easy to be successful. And so I'm just really excited to see where this company goes and just to grow alongside every one of these women. And the last thing I wanted to say is the support and the true camaraderie that you see out of this team is like nothing I've ever seen before. Like not even in education, nothing I've ever seen before in my whole life.
Well, that's so sweet. I think one of the things we have tried very, very hard to do with this company and with our culture and our team, and why I think we're so successful is because I think first and foremost, that is where our heart lies, is just in that joy and helping people. And that comes first, and almost that has to come first. And I think the people that we attract really adopt and value that as well. And I think that's why it's duplicated. But it's been amazing to be able to have a company that supports advocates really leaning into their full organization and not just being hyper focused on the people that they bring in, but like really being able to collaborate and work with each other. And that has been so amazing. And I will say, which we didn't touch a lot on, is the education piece at Hugh and Grace. It was another reason why I was so attracted to this company, because they value education so much, and the way that they are expanding their reach and the way that they are getting product into people's hands is through education. And I think that that's incredible. I think that's such a smart approach, especially in this field because it's so easy to sell health and wellness in a bottle that does nothing. I've seen it a lot of times, but they're not doing that. They're taking the hard road and they're doing it right and they're paving the path in the right ways with the right advocates. And I think that's amazing. So, thank you for sharing that. I wish we could do like 10 of those in every one of these calls. Okay, last but not least, our travel and incentives. So we do travel is my love language. It is also a co-love language of almost everyone on our team and Sarah and Ben, our founders of Hugh and Grace. And that has created this beautiful several trips a year outlet for all of us. I've already done 4 trips this year, which is crazy, but they give every opportunity in this comp plan for people to be able to travel. It's one of the things that Sarah and Ben, it's how they connect, it's their love language, and it's how they feel like they're really impacting people's families and giving them opportunity to have core memories made and unlock these experiences. So when we do our retreats, we have an escape trip. We just did Puerto Rico this year. We don't know where it will be next year, but they make these trips achievable. I think a lot of the Canadians came into our escape road to escape late, a few months late, and so many of them still earned it just naturally by working their business. So it's cool to be able to have these little incentives. Some people come into our industry just for this part, and that's okay. I love it. And it's cool whether you're a retailer or an advocate or an affiliate, you can qualify for these trips. So it's fun to do that. And then our organization, from the top down, is also about travel and just experiences, and our love languages are quality time. And so we do, on top of the corporate retreats, we do retreats with our organization. So next month, we're going to go to Italy. We did New York last year. We try to just do like experiential trips that, again, just continue to bond the team and build our community and collaborate. So that is a really fun aspect of our business as well. So if you are thinking about signing up right now, we actually have a really great promotion going on. Normally it's $45 to become an advocate, or 60, it's 60 CAD, right? Is that right, Michelle? Yeah. Okay. Or 60 CAD, but, 63. It's right there. I can't read my own slides. It's fine. Everything's fine. 63. But this month it's, $4 enrollment for our 4-year anniversary. So that's really exciting. We have different enrollment packs, which are discounted a little bit more deeply when you join as an advocate. So we get 25% off once you're an advocate, but the enrollment packs are generally 30 and sometimes 35% off. And I'm just going to throw this out there. I know it's kind of taboo, but I've seen it so much that at this point, I just want to throw this out there that if you do want to try multiple pillars or multiple products, this is when you should do it. Because what ends up happening is you buy something that looks exciting because you're like, oh, will this be great? Will this not be great? And then you get it and you immediately place another order, and then you place another order, and this will save you so much money if you just do it during the enrollment part. So reach out to your advocate that invited you to this call. Make sure that if you have any questions, they're answered. If you want this graphic so you can look at the different enrollment packs before you go through that process, you can. But thank you so much for hopping on. I hope that anybody in the chat had their questions answered, and we will see you guys soon.